is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake's
Can't do
like
that.
chill. Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
Fuck. Welcome back to Coffee with Comics.
Well, coffee and comics, because we're not comics.
Oh, yeah. That makes more sense to say coffee and comics.
Here comes a lawsuit.
What's the deal?
Here comes a lawsuit from
Fuck you, Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow.
I'll say it right here.
Wow, you've had too much coffee.
Yeah!
How dare you?
Woo! Drinking out of my Green Lantern mug.
Wow.
What a way to
Iron Man.
I think this is the most...
Is that sploosh? Oh, shoosh. Shoosh.
Is what the comic font says.
It's the Invincible Iron Man. That's definitely some Bob Layton art right there.
What?
Perfectly timed as always, Skeletor.
What? So, speaking of what, we're going to start the show a little differently.
That
First
looks
of
like
all,
Gene
I got to
Colan.
say, this is the right amount of energy we need to have for today's episode. Because we got a lot to cover. But before we do that,
Fuck, this coffee's good, dude.
we got to eat our vegetables before we get to the main course.
Oh.
Or no.
What?
Eat your vegetables is just doing stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah,
That's
I want to do this.
You realize how much of our language is metaphors and idioms? It's insane. That's why nobody understands English language.
There's an Archer 3-part episode where he...
Yeah, I know. That's where I got that from.
Yeah.
Heart of Archness.
Idiom.
Idiom.
God damn it. Yes!
All right, so I made a song
Wait,
for the show.
were you going to use one of our new drops that we made the other day?
No, well, I feel like that one should only be unleashed when the time is right.
Okay. I get you.
You know, when
I
the
feel
feeling
you.
is...
I feel you and I
Nice.
agree.
Nice.
Why are you making that
It's
sound?
like you're just it's like you're in a little cave. Yes!
Nice.
Now we're both irritated.
So speaking of sound drops, I made a whole song with sound drops in them. I told Tyler I had this idea to take the Skeletor what
and the Stone Cold
and the Stone
what?
Cold what, so
What?
and put that in a song. But I didn't just do that. I mixed in
Because we're fucking geniuses.
I mixed in a bunch of other drops. It's only 1:25, so I'll play the whole thing right here.
Okay, let me put the coffee down before I spill it all over myself. Okay.
And don't listen to this if you don't, you know, if you're don't have an opportunity to be at the club, then don't listen to this because you're gonna want to listen to this in the club because it's a banger. All right?
Wow.
It slaps. my man.
Wow. Okay.
Let's get into it.
You hyping it up though.
Off panel, off topic. Off panel, up topic presents what?
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Give me a hell yeah! Give me a hell yeah! What? 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 Yes!
Bad mother crusher. Pizza time.
What? Ooh, look at the big brain on Spidey.
Nice.
I'll eat your ass. What?
$1 million, bitch.
Yes!
Bad mother crusher. Godspeed, Spider-Man.
What? 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 What?
$1 million, bitch.
Nice.
What'd you think?
That was classic right there. That was a classic.
My favorite part of that is while making that song, I did it in a weird, unconventional way. I matched two heavy drum beats, bass drum beats with 2 lead bass beats, and it worked really well, surprisingly well for me. And what I wanted to do, and then I thought it would be fun to just mix in more of our drops and make it more of like our song.
You know how like when we go like off on a drop like kind of thing on the show, and then we stop doing it, largely because one of us is like, well, nobody's listening anymore, because only we think that's funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of this
I'm
song.
super proud of you for it. I'm super proud of the song, and I'm glad we debuted it here. But I know that we're the only people who find that.
I'll put that shit up on
Fucking
Spotify.
do it, dude. If we get more than I'd love to
put
see
it under the
that'd be
the MetaHumans.
that would be the one that would get us a hit, don't you think? The one that's like
the one that's like super pop culture and it's just fucking random sound drops.
yeah, the one that you know. I mean, I'm not saying
So,
you didn't work hard on it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you probably didn't work on as hard on it as you do some other of your projects. It was more of a fun.
I threw this together last night. So.
Thank you. So yeah, that's the one. That's the one that everybody's gonna be like, you guys are fucking geniuses, and we'll be like, and I'll be like, I didn't have money.
Yeah, this whole album took so much, and then this one thing. I don't want to replace the theme song at all because the theme song is great, and I will never replace it.
Let me say this,
but I want to have a shorter version of that.
Yes, I'm willing to bet that the 30-second version is the one that's really gonna hit it.
Right, like we should.
The 125 feels like just a little too long.
Well, you have to be over a minute to put it on Spotify. So.
No, I know that. I'm saying like for our purposes.
But I was thinking of this as like an outro. Because it's only 30 seconds. Just
What? 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 Yes!
We're literally bobbing our heads to the same. It's too bad we're not doing video yet.
Right, it's almost there.
What?
That's the end of it.
Wow.
Well, we could do even shorter. That could probably be 15 seconds.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, look for it on Spotify. I'll put it up as a single if you want to listen to the full version.
It's called what? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
I still want to do the TikTok video.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know that the 125 can go be long, but I like making a song that kind of puts you in like a hypnotic state because we were like, it was ingrained for us to bob our head.
Oh yeah,
and that's what
I was like looking off into the corner of my eye.
I'm saying if you want to have,
we're so close to doing video.
If you,
but today would have been like, wow, that can you see that? We're just both going. I looked out of the corner of my eye, and both Jake and I are going. Dude, it looked like. Have you ever? Okay, you know how like perception works, and like you're driving down the road at like really really high speeds, and it looks like those little dashes in the middle of the road are like maybe 2 feet long, right? And if you
what are you talking about?
And if you slow down,
that's the first time he's ever given me a stern look. So the middle of the road.
If you slow down, you actually see that they're like 15 feet long. The reason why is if they were shorter, then you wouldn't be able to see them in the middle of the road. That's how fast you're going, right? Okay. Now what I'm saying is, I completely forgot because you fucked me up. Yes.
All right, so let's get into it.
Oh, what I was saying
we have
is
a lot to talk about.
When we were both bobbing our heads at the same time, it didn't look like his head was bobbing because we were both
in sync.
If that makes sense. Never mind.
It's like when you're driving down the road and it's the lines.
See, here's the thing: without all the drops and just the laissez-faire attitude, that would have sounded really like smart and like, whoa, that's deep, Tyler. But no, Jake had to just put a bunch of drops in there.
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
It would be funnier and it would land harder if I didn't give you like big fucking pregnant pauses to put drops in. Like while we're talking. So everybody listening is like, yeah, but you do like leave moments for him to just put stuff in.
That's it. I had to say that. Hey, that's the reality.
Losing my.
So let's talk about
losing.
We're dicking around. We're too off topic. We gotta get on panel. It's on topic. All right. So another precursor before we get to the news. we brought back a classic segment edited for TV. And today it's the first of, I wouldn't even say a trilogy, maybe even a quadrilogy of beautiful TV edits for Scarface, because I think back in like 2006 or 7, there was some sort of like special edition DVD that was released, and they had a segment specifically dedicated to the TV edits of the movie. So, without further ado, we'll do the first one. And like the RoboCop one, we'll have the regular.
Do we have like an opening for this segment?
No, we don't.
Oh, that's all right.
A regular. Sorry, I completely shut you down.
We could write some later. But yeah, go ahead.
Come on.
Oh yeah, the dog. Hang on.
So we'll do what we did this with. All right. So yeah, we had to let Cooper on.
I need
the
to
couch.
get headphones with a longer.
Yeah. You gotta get the 6-footer like me. So like the RoboCop one, we'll have the the original regular theatrical edit and then the TV version. And this is just one of many. Why is it not playing?
I don't fucking know.
This town like a great big pussy, just waiting to get fucked. This town like a great big chicken, just waiting to be plucked.
How?
Wow.
How is that? That's even dirtier, I feel like.
I just want to reiterate, and this is what I say every week we do this segment. What is possibly redeeming enough in that movie for somebody who doesn't like swear words? Right?
Yeah, it doesn't make
If
sense.
you are
Just watch the regular movie.
If you
Why
are somebody who doesn't watch movies with swear words because you don't like swear words, you don't like this movie for any reason. No amount of editing is going to make this movie worth watching for you. So fuck off. There's plenty of shit on TBN, the Trinity Broadcasting Network, okay? Fuck.
Speaking of TBN, I watched Eyes of Tammy Faye last night.
Oh.
Good stuff.
What is that? That's on Hulu?
It's on HBO.
Oh, yeah. Who's in that again?
Andrew Garfield, Jessica Chastain.
Oh, yes. How was that?
She's great.
That was good?
It's an okay.
See, I lived through that shit, man.
It's an okay movie. It's fine. It's not terrible.
It's fine.
No, it's good, but I think...
I thought Andrew Garfield looked really great in the previews.
Andrew Garfield and Jessica Chastain's performances are phenomenal, and I think they carry most of this movie because it's kind of by the numbers biopic, but it's good stuff. So let's get into...
They tend to be that way, don't they?
Yeah. Let's get into the main topic of the show.
Let's do it.
Well, main topics.
The beef.
The beef?
The meat.
It's what's for dinner. Yeah.
The main course.
So, Peacemaker. Let's talk about it. Episode 7.
Are we going to do pizza time?
They should know by now.
Yeah, but...
No, I'm tired of fucking telling people. We're watching a fucking TV show.
I get that.
You know what? Spoilers.
Pizza time.
See, it's fun to listen to it. That's why I like it. Thank you. See, don't you...
No,
look at how pissed you were just, and then you played it, and you're like, ah, look at me.
It puts you in a better mood.
See?
Thanks, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. He's... Yeah.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
So
fucking men, dude. You know what sucks?
What?
That comment I made about edited for TV movies, like nobody that watches those is ever going to hear my take on it, which is shut up and don't watch those movies because they wouldn't listen to our show because I say fuck too much.
You fucking do.
You fucking fuck.
Stop derailing the goddamn show.
Let's do this.
Talk about
Peacemaker.
Jeez.
Fuck off.
Episode 7, Stop Dragging. Dragon. My heart around.
I like
this
episode titles.
This is probably the most interesting start to any of the episodes because it starts in such a dark place, and it makes. And James Gunn said this on Twitter, and I felt that when I watched it. But he said the intro to this episode plays so sad, and he goes, "That's why I love it so much, is because it's so different than any other intro."
And it goes right into
because any other intro,
the fucking crazy intro.
that's what I mean. Any other time, it works because it's played for there's usually a starting joke. There's always something big happening.
The cold open is usually humorous.
Right, and this one, this is a great episode to showcase John Cena's ability as an actor because there's twice where he breaks down and cries, and it's very
vigilante,
very believable. Your face exercise. But anyway, so the show starts with him crying, flashing back. We get more of context. So it is what we thought of him fighting his brother in a pit.
Yeah, which
when you develop more, it's Robert Patrick and his skinhead shithead friends all are betting on these kids fighting each other, which is so fucked up.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to pit my two boys against each other.
I guess how Chris punches him a certain way, it causes
Jake,
Keith to go into a seizure.
You're about to have a child, and God willing, you have more. Is there any reason that you can possibly think of with your impending fatherhood that you would find it okay, or even something that you would do on your own, not being forced? Like you would come up with the idea yourself.
Hold on.
To have your two kids fight each other for money.
I'm not saying we fight, but I'm saying like a crawl off between babies and take bets. Now I would do that.
No, hang on. By the time the other kid is born, it should the one should be like
I fucked that up because
you'd have to have
my only
twins.
other Luke has kids, but his kid is going to be coming up on 2 years now. So they've already got at least a 2-year advantage.
Yeah, but
I'd have to no, we're not airing that out. But I'm just saying if they did have a second kid, that would be the opportunity. But that would be my second kid as well. We didn't line these kids up.
No, hang on, because my best friend, my brother, and our best friends were our two cousins in Minnesota, Derek and Danielle, and Derek was a year younger than Carter and 2 years older than me. And then Danielle was a year younger than me. So, like, we were all spread out over, like, 6 years or so.
Yeah.
But we were all, like, super best friends. Super best friends. But seriously, it was like we were, like, I loved going up there, like, more than anybody.
But to answer your question in a truthful manner, absolutely not. I'm worried about other things harming my child, let alone putting them in a pit against their sibling.
Oh, right. I thought we were talking about the other question, and I was like, absolutely. You don't want your kids playing with other kids their age? I forgot we were talking about the pit.
I was joking about, like,
right, no.
You took it in a totally different direction.
No, I completely forgot what. Okay, yes.
That's why it's called off panel, off topic.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I mean, this isn't something, like, he's not acting in a manner that this was forced upon him. He's acting in a manner as if this is an idea I came up with to make some easy money because I'm a piece of shit.
Right.
And this is my yard, and these are my kids, and I'm forcing them to fight each other.
I wouldn't be surprised if
a piece of shit.
If they revealed that the only reason he has kids is because he knocked up one of those skinhead prostitutes.
Probably.
Would be my guess. Because who would want to be in a relationship with that shithole? So
what
anyway,
a turd, yeah.
So then, that sets up where Peacemaker, Vigilante's there, and he's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Nothing, man. Whatever." And so they're like, "Hey, let's just fucking go after the cow because they've made me out. I've been set up. I'm a fall guy. Let's just fucking go kill this big cow." Economos is the only other one there, and he's like, "Are you sure we should do this right now?" And he's like, "Fuck it. What's the point?" So then he's like, "I guess I'll drive." And they go off and do their thing. Meanwhile, Harcourt figures out that Abadayo set up Peacemaker because she breaks in and be like, "You fucking set him up, you piece of shit." They're at Mern's house, though.
Well, no, they're all in the apartments. Or the hotel where they're staying.
Oh, right, yeah, because they're all...
Mern's in his room, and Adebayo and what's-her-name, Harcourt, are fighting in Adebayo's room.
This, again, goes to James Gunn's quality as a writer and the ability of and I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even gonna try. The guy that's playing Mern. He's gonna be in Guardians 3. By the way,
if you showed it to me in front of me, I could. Hang on.
I don't even want to try it. It's a name that I know I'd butcher.
No, keep going.
Anyway, it's a testament to his performance as well because this sequence.
He's in Guardians 3.
Yes, this sequence. I just said that. You don't listen. Anything I ever say,
You fucking
you're just
asshole.
gonna just get out of the show.
Get out of here.
But no, his performance has been great all season, and so when this moment comes up, and I want you to stop trying to look this up so we can just talk about it.
I am. I'm talking about it with you.
I know, but I want you to. I don't want you to look it up.
I'm hearing you. Yes. What are we talking? We're. It's handy. His name is Chukwudi Iwuji.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to show my diva side of me being upset that you were trying to find some. Hey, I'm just
I
trying.
was literally calling my agent like, dude, the fucking show's over, man. I don't know what I did wrong, but fucking
here's what happens.
off his
Here's what
fucking
happens
rocker.
every time. I was just trying to. I know the show. We get off topic a lot, and that's the appeal of it.
I wasn't truly
But I
listening
was-
to you though.
What?
I wasn't when you were. The thing
I know,
was,
and that's because I really want to have a discussion about it, and I
Right.
was moving too quickly, and I know you were trying to do that.
no.
So it's fine. It's fine. It's just it was,
I'm landing on your side in the
playing-
respect that while you were complaining that I wasn't listening to you, but I was like, I'm listening while I'm looking it up. I totally wasn't listening to you because I was looking that thing up. So in respect to you, you absolutely had every reason to be like, dude, stop, because while you're looking that up, you're not actually listening to me and you're not actually having a discussion. And I literally, as I said, I'm hearing what you're saying. We could listen back to it. I said, I'm hearing what you're saying. Now, what are you saying?
Well, then I mentioned the Guardians 3 thing. He's like, he's in Guardians 3, and I was like, I
just looked
said
up
that.
Peacemaker. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, and that's why.
I didn't hear you say that because I'm fucking looking up the guy.
That's why, like, mostly it was because of the listeners. I'm like, I want you to talk with me because I don't want you to repeat what I'm gonna say.
You know, mostly it was just
we-
me.
we-
Mostly it was just me going like, for the listeners, like I hear you talking, but I want them to hear what you have to say. You know,
We have a responsibility. To
we have a
our
responsibility
5 listeners
to
out
our
there.
5 listeners out there.
It's fine.
Stop repeating me, you fucker.
Either you bicker like
We're shit.
this is what happens when you're not in a relationship, but you're podcast hosts.
Uh-huh.
You bicker like you're
I
married.
thought we had a friendship, like a real.
No,
true-
you're just a business acquaintance.
You know, I suspected, but hearing it out loud just really hurts.
Fuck yeah.
It bites.
I get it. So let's talk about more of this episode and just kind of breaking down, like, because
Get back to where we were.
well, this is what I wanted to talk about: the death of Myrn, and it's a big fucking moment in the show. That's why I wanted you to stop.
I thought it was okay.
You didn't like it?
I would have rather seen the actor perform the scene than a CGI butterfly. I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's just.
but that's
me.
really him.
What?
That's what I mean. Is like this is the first time we see who.
Oh,
the
I thought you were
real
telling me that the actor
No.
did mocap.
which would be ridiculous. But no, what I was saying was that this is the first time we actually see Myrn, because he's always been
And it is a
the
very-
other character.
Yeah, it is a very powerful scene. Because, you know, I mean, I think it just shows they're already on the path of wanting to help him out and wanting to stop the invasion and stuff, but it's a powerful scene where, yeah, you see him as he really truly is, and for the first time,
And he
and
reaches out to her, and
Yeah.
and it's like
a little-
such an emotional
little
moment.
cheesy, yeah.
But I love.
But it works for the
I personally loved it because it defies your expectations of what the death scene would be, because she, like, and again it shows you like how ruthless Song is now, because she fucking doesn't have time for his
I
shit.
loved that.
And that was amazing. I love that. When he says, I'm not going to tell you, he doesn't even get to say, I'm not going to tell you anything.
I hate that in movies when they
He's
have
like,
like
I'm
their
not going to tell you.
moment.
So then she just goes, pop, 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 shoots him 4 times in the fucking chest.
I love that. Austin Powers, like at his basis, like made fun of it. Like, why don't we just like Scott
Why don't I
Evil?
just fucking
Why don't I
shoot
just
you?
go get a
Yeah.
gun and we could shoot him right now together, Dad?
Like, no, there's no fun in it.
Right. And that's the whole thing. Like, I loved that moment because it was like, I've seen so many movies and everything. And yes, Myrn is a great character and he should have like his moment or whatever. But in real life, or I know it's not real life, but in a reality, in a situation where you're trying to emulate reality, yes, most villains would be like, I don't fucking boom, 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 boom. We
Yeah.
gotta fucking go. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And the way that she does it in a nonchalant way of like like that was fucking awesome because it shows you the ruthlessness and how we got manipulated into caring about Goff because we're like, well, we've already kind of conceded the idea that like we still care about Myrn even though he essentially took that person's life, whatever. And then we see Goff communicating with Peacemaker, and then we get lulled in this idea like maybe Goff's going to be a good guy. But the meeting Goff takes over. But the minute Goff takes over Song's body, it's over.
Right, and we forget that while he was in somebody's body, he like tortured Vigilante.
He tried to chop his toe off.
Right. I mean, why are we okay? So he fucking wrote the peace sign in honey on his jar.
He had a torture dungeon.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, no, but again, that's a great way of...
Are we going to talk about Locke?
Yeah.
And, like, the press conference? Did you
the
say for the...
post-credits?
Yes.
Did you see the post-credits? There's a cop...
You gotta when he's swing your hips when you're drying.
When he does that, you can see there's a cop in the background that's busted.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's trying really hard. He's doing a pretty good job of not laughing.
I feel like... And I really hope they let him shine in this. Because to be honest, I like how he did it where like episode 7 is wrapping up the resolution with his father and the white supremacists. And then episode 8 is dealing with the cow and the butterflies. And I like that he did it that way.
Because
if he would have tried to converge those two stories at the same time, I think...
How do you make something gross and cute at the same time?
No, that's
James Gunn
Oh my
made.
God, that was not cute at all.
What?
Fuck that cow. Fuck that cow.
You don't think that cow is being used horribly against its will?
Oh, you're going to tell me now this show is going to be a fucking comment on factory farming? Because it probably is. But also, I love...
Fucking douche.
And I love that we're in this place in 2022 with superhero properties where you can just say, hey, how did this cow get here? They have a teleportation device. Okay. Like, you accept it because we're at this point of, like, we can put weird comic booky shit in here and people will understand. It'll be fine.
They'll buy it.
We don't have to handhold an audience.
I just got to say this. If I'm making any sort of project, Hollywood, take note. I don't know the name of the actor playing Locke, but if I'm doing anything in Hollywood these days, I'm like, all right, there's a really tough part to play. Get that guy. Because after seeing that post-credit scene and the stuff with the Hamburglar in the previous episode and generally how he's done, like, I know that actor is down for doing what the fuck ever I want him to do.
Oh, my God. The post-credits of the last episode.
So fucking funny, dude.
He keeps trying to look sad. Like, he keeps trying to play it off.
So
oh, my
fucking
God.
great, dude.
Well,
so great.
That's why I'm like, I hope he gets shine in this last episode because he was so good at being menacing when he was the
cop
combating with Song, and now that he's working with Song, I want to see how that plays out in this episode.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the finale because there's so many questions I still have.
So much goodness. I
think they'll
Did
set
you watch
up
the preview? You know how they have the preview underneath?
Yeah.
When during the preview, it flashes the words "holy fucking cow," which I loved that they're cool enough with the previews to say "fucking" in it. That's for all you people who gotta watch Scarface edited for television. You fucking pussies.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. Somebody got
so and the other parts of this episode that really stood out that I love, and again, it goes back to combining heavier subject material but also balancing jokes. Where okay, so we know that the White Dragon can track Peacemaker's helmets, so he figures that out, and then so then the next thing we know, they're trying to track it, and we find out it's attached to a raccoon. And so they're following it. And one of my funniest things ever is the next shot we see after the whole I got a plan, the next thing we see is the raccoon running with the helmet and them chasing it. And then it shows John Cena with his fucking face all cut up. And he goes, man, raccoons are fucking hardcore. And then Economist goes, well, that happened exactly how I would imagine it of a man grabbing a wild raccoon.
Yeah, that's exactly how it played out. It's exactly how I imagined
Which
it.
would happen. Like
Vigilante decides to almost blow himself up to save Peacemaker.
We'll talk about that, but I want to make this clear because I really want to make this point because that's even more important.
What?
Don't fuck with raccoons.
Yeah, duh.
Don't fuck with wolverines. Those little honey badgers, those little things, badgers in general, they have something to prove. Don't fuck with them. You'll look up like Peacemaker's face.
And they have
That's a PSA
teeth
for you.
and claws
But right.
all over the place.
So then White Dragon, before he finds out they're tracking the helmets, they show up, they hit their car or truck, they tip it over.
Basically, we learned that White Dragon's armor is fucking OP, dude.
Yeah, he
Holy
rips
fuck.
it open, he's going to shoot him. Then they fight. They go up.
Vaporizes a fucking hole in the fucking side of the van. Jesus Christ.
So then they get out. They fight on the street. Vigilante drops her grenade and goes, "This, what is it? Never a wrong time.
There's never a wrong time to rock."
To rock, yeah. And it blows up, takes down Dragon for a second, fucks up Vigilante for a bit. And they did play it off like he died. Like I thought that was going to happen.
When he ended up crashing the car.
Yeah, I thought he died.
I thought he just passed out because he was so injured.
Yeah.
I didn't think he died. I honestly.
Oh no! That part I did think he passed out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no! Yeah. Sorry, we're talking about the
when he's laying on the tree. I thought he was going to die.
You were talking about here, and we were yes. No. Because
he's hiding.
They do play it off when he drops the grenade that he got like vaporized or whatever. Yeah, they do play it off.
Because they have the thing of
because
going,
he goes,
Vidge!
Vidge.
And then when he's
We're
on the
talking about the
when
same
he's laying
thing,
on
but
the
they're
tree,
different.
I'm like, is he gonna die on the tree? Like, are they gonna do him dirty like that? But eventually.
You left your keys in the car?
Oh, do you have subtitles?
Oh yeah.
Did you notice the subtitles? Racist thug was one of them, and it said white hooded wanker.
I actually saw.
And James Gunn tweeted that was their names in the script.
I actually saw at the end. One of them was like asshole redneck.
Yeah,
and,
all of those names are in
and
the
dumb fuck like white supremacist idiot or something like that.
All of them are on the subtitles, and it's in the script.
I was actually enjoying the music at the end, so I was just listening to it, and I just happened to be watching the credits because that's how I saw the post credit scene too. Where he's like, and you rotate your hips, and that's what you do when you're drying, which is exactly what I do. So,
but
validation, folks.
Yeah. So
from an alien.
Then we have the scene where they find out about the helmets, and then we have the two white supremacists who are like, we find out Vigilante gets their car, and he's like, you left your keys in. We were in a hurry.
Yeah.
And then they notice.
I love how James Gunn is subtly showing how dumb,
useless they are and
white
stupid.
supremacist is, and white supremacy.
Yeah.
It rots your brain, folks. Worse than crack.
And then at the same time, we also find out that Judo Master's like, I'm back, bitches, and starts fighting Abadayo and Harcourt.
Yeah.
After the death of Myrn and
that
everything.
That fucking scene is hardcore.
Anyway.
No, dude, they beat the fuck out of each other.
And if you watch it, you know what it reminds me of? It's very reminiscent of Peacemaker and Rick Flag's fight in Suicide Squad, just in terms of the brutality of it.
Yeah.
Like if you watch those two fights, they're very similar.
Beating the shit.
He fucking slams her head into the fucking wall multiple times.
This is what
he does it by using her arm as the pull point.
Well, that's judo. I mean, like,
exactly.
That's what I love about
the
fight scenes in this movie and in the Suicide Squad. I like this about modern filmmakers, and when they do this makes me so proud. When they make fights and choreograph them as realistically as possible. Nobody comes to a fight and then like nobody does that. In real life, fights are fucking brutal, and it doesn't matter if you decided to be honorable. At some point, you're going to start fighting dirty. And that's exactly
survival,
absolutely. They're trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's why like John Wick is so powerful, because those movies, like, you can tell they're trying to kill each other. Like there's no other option, and you got to be fucking brutal if you want to survive.
Their fight's pretty brutal, and then it ends with Judo Master on top of her. Yeah, and he goes,
and she takes some fucking
she
hard
starts
hits
to smile
for
or
that part
something,
too,
and then he goes, "What?" And she goes, "Rope a dope, bitch." And then fucking Abadayo comes in and hits him, and then we cut back to they found out. They're like, "Oh, what's this? We have all these cluster," because they finally find the raccoon. They're like, "Wait, there's more." And
before we get to that, can we talk about Judo Master at the gas station?
Yeah,
because that was fucking great. Oh, my little Lucky Charms. And then he fucking just breaks them. And the guy inside is like,
good job.
I gotta be honest. It's little things like me saying I gotta be honest that really make this show great. No, what really does his characters well, his service to his characters, is that he gives them little nuances that make them seem real. Judo Master is not real. He's not a real character. He's not a real human being. Like, the guy playing him is a real human being, but the character and the, right?
Yeah.
But you give him an affinity for Flamin' Hot Cheetos, man. And that just sells me on the character right there, dude. The fact that he's always fucking eating the Cheetos is just like, that's fucking cool. What are you doing with your phone? Now you're doing the same thing that I was doing. What were you doing?
I'm sorry, I checked out because I don't care about Judo Master.
Oh, well, fuck you, asshole! You son of a bitch!
You son of a bitch!
I'm holding the microphone way over here because I hate you.
Oh.
But I love our audience.
Oh.
I love you. It's Valentine's Day. Don't forget to make some love today with your significant other. And if that person ain't available, somebody else will.
Vigilante passes out on the side of the road, and Peacemaker and Economos finally
find him. Yeah, realistic, guys.
He didn't get that far, apparently.
I know.
They come and get
I'm
him.
totally joking.
John Cena, I keep saying that. Peacemaker takes over, and then Eagly comes in and keeps fucking with Economos, and it's like, what's wrong with your...
I thought they were going to kill Eagly, and I was going to
flip
my shit in that final scene. I thought they were going to fucking shoot Eagly, and I'm like, fuck you, man.
You bitches.
He did fucking knock him out.
So then they're driving, and then he's like, unless they could follow us, and then they see the white supremacists, like his dad flying in, and it's like, how would they follow us? And then it just cuts to Vigilante doing the... And then all the helmets are in the thing. It's like, God damn it. So they pull over, throw the helmets out, but it's too late. They do find them.
Yeah.
And then this sequence is, again, what I think shows what James Gunn... I think this is when James Gunn wanted to show off what John could do as an actor. Because it's a very powerful scene. And it's a situation where they go in the woods, they have this fight, comes back out into the street, and it looks like Vigilante's gonna die, and then fucking Economos saves him, does another Deus Ex Machina thing, comes in and mows down all the white supremacists with a machine gun. It's amazing. So great. But then it cuts to the White Dragon and Peacemaker fight. Oh, the reason he's on the ground is he jumped in from the woods, stabbed part to short circuit the armor of White Dragon. He goes, the parts in the armor, dude. And then he throws him off.
Gaps in the armor, man.
Yeah, gaps in the armor. Throws him off. Then Economos runs in and shoots them all, stops him, saves Vigilante. So then those two, then it sounded Cena, and I'm just going to keep calling him Cena because my brain is programmed.
Yeah, you fuck.
He's not wearing the helmet this episode. It's throwing me off. He's not Peacemaker. He's just Cena. That's how his secret identities work.
You'd at least call him Chris Smith.
So Peacemaker fights his dad and beats him down and keeps punching him, and he says, "It was you killed Keith. It's my fault, or it's your." He just laid out all of his grief.
Right.
But you're finally seeing Chris say, "I don't love you anymore. You're a horrible person, and I shouldn't have listened to you."
Are we gonna skip over the part where White Dragon was kicking Peacemaker's ass and saying the shit about that people are freaking out about?
Oh, yeah.
Are we going to skip over that?
Forgot about that. So, yeah.
By the way, that was
before
great acting by Robert Patrick, by the way.
Well, did you see the quote that he did, that he gave?
He did a whole interview.
Yeah, and he said that James Gunn, when he pitched it to him, like being this vile, awful human being, he's like, that's juicy. That's fun.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And he's
like, nothing like that.
Well, no, and you know what? That's such an actor response.
Yeah.
And we were talking about pro wrestling before we started recording. That's what a lot of pro wrestlers will say. Pro wrestlers will say it's more fun to be the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't have rules. You can do whatever you want.
Hey,
So I understand why he was like, and that's such an actor response to be like, oh, that's fun to be this fucking deplorable human.
But the part about women and men, and a lot of people are freaking out because, is Peacemaker
he's saying that he fucked dudes. Anyways, who cares? But no, even before that, that whole sequence is great. Because, before Vigilante saves him, White Dragon's beating the shit out of him, and he's
got the whole speech.
Yeah, and he
He's
talks
just an
about
asshole. We don't need to repeat it.
I'm not gonna say what he said.
Oh.
Jesus Christ,
God,
you get like that.
he does talk about.
We're
God.
not gonna get canceled for something a character said in a show.
Yeah, well, heard that before.
Clip me out of context.
Clip
I
me
dare
out of
ya.
context. You
No,
fuck.
but he's just this is like he's saying like hardcore Aryan Brotherhood, white
God,
supremacist
yeah, it's awful.
bullshit, and and then he has the thing of like with men.
Yeah.
So who cares? But I just like that speech a lot because it again, even in that moment, you still see that like God, this guy is just a fucking useless human being.
Yeah.
Useless waste of space.
So Jake and I are going to use the exact same response to the character possibly being revealed as bisexual that off-panel, off-topic always has, which is this. If you are bisexual and that makes you feel better that you saw some representation or that you sense, that's
Good for
awesome.
you. That's awesome.
Other than that, it's not really important to the story. So, and truth be told, we did see the scene with him and Vigilante and the woman.
Yeah, he
so
clearly had a threesome with another man.
You never know. I mean,
maybe they're in love. That's really what it is.
Also, before we move on, too, don't forget that John Cena's very first big screen movie leading role was in a movie called The Marine.
Classic film.
And who was the villain?
Robert Patrick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
And he talks in that. I read that whole interview that he did with whoever.
I don't have it, but I will find that.
It's really good. But he talks about.
No, it's not a good movie.
No.
But it's a.
I thought you were talking about the interview.
No, sorry.
No.
No.
The movie
We
sucks.
should do a commentary for the Marine.
Oh, God,
because it's
yes.
dog shit.
Yes.
I love it.
But the best part is he talked about. I forgot about that, and I'm reading this interview, and he gets to that, and he's like, "Yeah, John was just like, I this is my first thing, and I'm not sure, and please help me, kind of figure this acting
that
shit
was
out."
his first leading role.
Yeah.
But a lot of those wrestlers, it is easier for
You should
them.
check out the interview because he talks about Terminator 2 also.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, no, a lot of those wrestlers that do those action movies, it's weird for them, and they're kind of weird that they like. A lot of them have to be like, wait, we get another take. I forgot about that.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Because they're so used to being in front of a live crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of times there's some guys that are like getting shit done in one take like that, and like it's nothing. It's like I do this every night.
Yeah.
And, I
See,
do
that's
this,
another. That's where we were not talking about this on the air. We were talking about this off the air.
Yes.
We were talking about like how we're huge fans of football, and today happens to be the big game. I don't think.
Yeah,
we're
recording on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, can we say that?
TM.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I maybe should beep that out because the NFL would be this kind of dicks to see
yeah,
us.
absolutely. So the big game is today, and
sorry, can I say NFL?
No, you can't. The big game between the Rams and the Bengals is today, and
yes,
that's
such a radio guy response. The game that's happening,
the big game.
I saw a tweet.
The biggest game.
Sorry, I keep interrupting and derailing, but
fuck you.
I saw a tweet that says you will not understand, or you will find out how much creativity radio guys have when they refer to the Super Bowl, but can't say Super Bowl.
Which is brilliant by the NFL, by the way. Honestly. Anyway, we were talking about how even though Jake and I are more football fans than anything, I think. But we also have mad respect for like hockey and soccer players because like hockey players are skating.
I'm literally wearing a Tampa Bay Lightning hat right now.
We're both hockey fans. I got my Jets. I'm the Winnipeg Jets. But when you think about how much time like football players get between plays and things like that, like it's interesting that
how much rest is involved.
Yeah, and how hockey guys like really don't,
hockey
and soccer
and
guys really don't. Yeah,
soccer,
absolutely. Yeah.
Most sports it's kind of nonstop.
And we also talked about how pro wrestlers really deserve a lot of fucking credit, dude, because of the shit they do night in and night out.
Well, and they're choreographing their fights
right
together,
and it's very physical.
Like if you watch,
if you don't do it right, somebody gets hurt.
There's so many times that people have. Well, and Cena is notorious for this because he talks constantly in his matches. But you notice his matches are great because he's choreographing. And it's a weird thing. So when they do action movies like this, where it's the same thing as wrestling, it's choreographed fighting.
Oh yeah.
and stage combat, so they know how to do it. So it's a lot easier, and it shows. Obviously he has a stunt double,
right? But it's
I
very
think for
close to stunt work. I think.
I think most of the time it's him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think what they do in the ring is very close to what stuntmen do.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what I mean.
It appears that you're getting hurt, but you do it in a certain way. Like you learn how to fall right.
The only difference is he's actually bleeding when it's wrestling versus in a movie.
But see, the thing is too is he
well, they cut themselves, but they blade. But anyway. We're not talking about pro wrestling. We're talking about Peacemaker. We're wrapping this up. But again, I think that.
But something is simple.
It's so easy to discredit wrestlers as being bad actors. And look, not every wrestler is a great actor.
No.
But it's no surprise to me that Dave Bautista's had a pretty great acting career because of Guardians of the Galaxy and everything like that. It's not surprising that John Cena's killing it in this movie. It's not surprising that The Rock is the biggest star on the fucking planet.
On the fucking planet, dude. Not even close.
It doesn't surprise me.
It's not even close,
because
you guys.
they've had years and years and years
bigger than T-Swift
of training to perform in front of people. And it is John Cena the wrestler is John Cena, but it's John Cena cranked to 11. It's just him playing an exaggerated version of himself. Because if you watch any interview and anything that he's done, he's a super humble, nice guy.
Have you been watching the new Wipeout?
No.
Because it's on Hulu.
But anyway, enough gushing about John Cena. The reason why we're gushing about him is because in this scene where when he finally kills Augie, you see... So for me, I felt relieved. Did you? What did you
I felt
feel?
relief.
As an audience, you felt relief because you're like, finally, someone killed this fuck.
Yeah.
But to see Cena, you see the way we feel, you see the relief, but you instantly see.
Well, we know already when he's.
You just see more pain
when he's got the gun pointed at him. We already know at this point that he doesn't want to kill anybody anymore.
And I was shocked that he did it.
And
I thought Vigilante was.
I was too. Yeah, I thought that he wouldn't be able to, and that somebody else would, but. I knew in the back of my head, I knew Vigilante, it didn't take, this was not a super long scene, but enough time processed where I was able to go like, well, Vigilante wouldn't want to take that away from his buddy.
Yeah.
So I'm like thinking about all these things, and then he actually shoots him, but it starts off with the first person he kills, this episode. It starts
his brother.
off. We already know at this point in the series that he is having second thoughts about being a murderer. About taking people's lives so indiscriminately. And he knows this because he didn't mean to kill the first person he killed. And we know this, and he still does it. And that is so
forced to kill,
painful because he wants this man dead, but he doesn't want to kill anybody anymore. So he's got to make that hard choice. And can he come back from that? Can he still not want to kill people? Is this, in his mind, if he doesn't want to kill people, but he still kills this guy because he needs to be killed, does that mean he's never going to stop killing people? That's fucking deep, dude.
Yeah. Well, and it goes back.
I just fucking gave myself a hard on.
It's such a brilliant. It's such
cultured.
a brilliant continuation to Suicide Squad because he's
just gonna let that pass.
The whole I'm just gonna watch this. The whole main one of the whole things about this season and his growth as a character is he still is dealing with a lot of trauma, and that killing someone that he respected, like Rick Flag, and killing him, and that's the moment where he's like, I don't know if I can nobody likes me.
Right.
I'm this horrible person. I kill people.
Right, but let's put this in context, okay? We all saw the movie.
Yeah.
They've referenced it and flashed back to it several times in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Flag is going to kill Peacemaker in that moment.
Because
okay?
Peacemaker was going to kill him.
I understand that. I'm saying
oh, he did it out of survival.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard
Fight
for
or
him
flight.
because, yes, I mean, he knew going into it that he might have to kill Flag, and Flag knew the same thing, but it's hard for him because he still had to do it, and he's the one. It's survivor's guilt, almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite the same because survivor's guilt is other, you don't kill somebody and then, in a fight to the death and then have survivor's guilt. Well, maybe. I don't know.
No. But, again, going back to the character growth and Cena in this scene. I referenced it before and I'll reference it again. The reason James Gunn wanted to do a Peacemaker show is he wanted to work with John again, and because he knew he saw the vulnerability of Cena in Suicide Squad, and he's like, I want to build a show around that. And you see it tenfold in that moment when he kills him, and then because he's in the middle of a sentence and he just boom shoots him, and then that look of like shock and relief, and then it immediately turns into anger and pain.
Look, I've never killed anybody. Okay, I've never done that.
I hope not.
Well,
then you would just confess on the show.
I haven't, but
and neither have I.
On a very low level, I can imagine what it takes mentally on a very low level. And let me give you an example. Calling in sick to work when you're not really sick. And you know, have you ever like, you know, you're supposed to do it at least an hour before work, you know, especially if you're like in food service or retail, right?
Yeah.
And you just don't want to go to work. You fucking hate that job. You just don't want to go, but you know, whatever, you need the money, but you just don't want to go that day. You know, it takes like an hour. You want to do it, you know you want to do it at least an hour before, you know, but like the act of picking up the phone and dialing it and then actually saying like, I'm sick, and having them know like, okay, well, thanks for calling, in that way that's like, I know you're not sick, you fuck. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, that's not killing somebody, but it takes a little bit of strength of will to lie like that and to dial that phone and to actually say, I'm sick, and then hang up the phone. And afterwards, you feel a combination of relief and feeling real shitty because you're like, oh, I got that over with, but I lied. You know, but you still have to give yourself, you have to motivate yourself, you have to psych yourself up to do it. And that's why it's realistic to me that he shot him in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
Because he just had to do it at some point. And I'm sure, you know, in the character's mind, he's like, I got to do it. You know, he's just like,
he's just going to do what he
does.
He's just going to bully me into not doing it like he always does.
Just has to squeeze the trigger and let the chips fall where they may. Sometimes you got to do that in life. Obviously, we're not talking about actually murdering people. But, I mean, that's fucked up. But, yeah, guy kind of deserved it. Had it coming.
Kinda?
Well, the worst thing we can do for our society is to look at QAnoners and Trumpers as evil human beings that have no redemptive qualities, and that they are monsters and not really human. It's easy to look like at them like that because it's more comforting that these are not real people.
It's easier to dehumanize.
That these are not real people that feel the same way about me that I feel about them. But when you look at their behavior, it's easier to go and say, well, they're just not human. They're awful human beings. It's, you know, but that's never going to solve anything. I hate to say it.
Yeah. So
I don't want to work with them either.
We wrap up the episode.
Where did I go?
With Eagly trying
just
to
off in the distance.
hugging. We think Eagly's going to die.
Yeah. If you didn't cry at that, fuck you. You have no soul. You're a Republican. Whoa. And then Peacemaker just kind of prays, hopes that he doesn't die, and then he comes back. And Adebayo sees it.
Sees the eagle hugging him. And then she calls her wife and is like, I just saw an eagle hug a man. Anything's possible. And then we find out that Hardcore is now going to be the new leader of the team.
I love the scene like where they find that the whole scene between them and Vigilante about whether or not to shoot them.
Yes. He's like, we don't need to kill them.
It's classic Vigilante. And I love his response, like, wait a second, you're worried about the duct tape but not worried about like brutally murdering them? Yes. Like, it doesn't even take him a second.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah.
You need to figure out your priorities.
His yes is like, I know exactly who I am, Economos. Who the fuck are you, buddy?
He said, you know.
Yeah.
Yes! That's how he said it. And then Economos was like,
nice.
And then the veterinarians were like,
I'll eat your ass.
Whoa, I was gonna say for the what, but
whoa.
Okay.
What?
But that whole sequence is just
Well, and then
example
when
of the
when
writing
they
of the
finally
show.
say Hardcore's going to be the leader, and they're like all excited, one of the fucking doctors cocks his shotgun, like,
Yeah.
let's go. And then they go like,
No.
okay, calm down. No. And
But
they
where
tie
did she
him
get
up.
the shotgun? And if she has a shotgun,
Why did she let them tie her up?
I'll tell you what. I would have been totally okay with the veterinarians joining the fucking convoy, dude.
No, because they would die like
Sure.
the driver in
Sure.
Suicide
That's-
Squad.
sure.
His name I
Fine.
can't remember, which is even funnier.
Sure, fine.
Nice.
So that's it for Peacemaker. I can't wait for episode 8 and the finale. Figure out how to deal with the cow.
Speaking of finales,
Speaking of finales, let's segue. More pizza time.
Pizza time.
Because we're talking about Boba Fett. So
boo,
Pizza time.
boo, fucking
I had to say that. Hey, that's the reality.
boo, fucking boo.
you keep that thought. I'll let you riff here.
Oh, cool. So, I just gotta say, like, if all we're gonna, if you're gonna start off that show the way you did and then end it the way you did, you know, look, if everything you're doing now, Star Wars, is just being original but ultimately building to just bullshit fan service,
Ooh.
you guys can just keep it.
Spicy hot takes tonight. Or today.
You can just keep it, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, but how many times do you have to see somebody almost getting shot, you know, down in the road before, oh, they're back again, and no, they're not dead, or no, here's another rescue, and
Yeah.
there's better ways to do it, you guys.
They're too. It's almost like they're too afraid to kill certain. I don't even think Cad Bane's dead.
What did I talk about last week about Star Wars reacting?
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you they were. I don't know if they did reshoots or what. I don't know, but I guarantee you that the tone of the show changed mid-season, and the reason why was because they fucking felt the heat from Twitter and bullshit like that, and they're stupid about that. Instead of being like, fuck you, we're going to let the storytellers tell the story they want regardless.
Well, and I don't understand why this was 7 episodes, because in reality
Yeah,
it was
why
only
7?
it was only 5 episodes.
True, because 2 of them were the
Or
fucking
fucking
Mandalorian. Thank you. That's what I said.
But
like,
and
they
yeah,
shoehorned the 2
I-
Mandalorian episodes in just to be like, fuck, okay,
was-
here, fucking guys, stop bitching at
I
us.
was in a group chat with some friends, and we were talking about Boba Fett, and we were talking about how all 3 of us were like, this should have just been like a 4-episode miniseries. You could have done
5. I'll take 5.
but what I was saying is make the episodes longer.
Or a 2-hour
So,
movie.
Make them like, well, no, because I think we're still in the fucking subscription model. So the reason this was 7 episodes, in reality it could have been 5 and should have been 5.
Or 4.
They know that they want to stretch it for at least 7 weeks, because that means 2 months of a subscription. That's why Peacemaker is 8 episodes. That's 2 months of a subscription. I know they released the first 3 right away. So I mean, it's only technically 5 weeks of new content, but that's kind of the game they're playing, and I think that's why they made 7,
So
even though they
Disney-
clearly
yeah.
didn't have material for more than 5.
Disney has got you locked up from Boba Fett this month, and then next month they're gonna have Obi-Wan and Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm. Well, Obi-Wan
May.
is going to be in May. Yeah.
Fuck you, Disney.
Well,
You know, I'll bet you anything that Moon Knight ends around May.
no, really? You think so?
I fucking bet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to make way for.
This is our lives now. These are our lives.
Yeah, that's just the cycle we're in.
this fucking bullshit. Fuck you, Disney, and fuck you, HBO.
Okay, so
Honestly, keep giving us great content. I'm not that mad.
the reason I'm upset with Boba Fett, and I feel different than you did about the finale, to be honest. I enjoyed the finale, but I understand why you didn't. I don't think it's not without its criticisms, mostly because, yeah, you're right. Star Wars can't fucking commit. And you know what? The best thing about The Mandalorian is when The Mandalorian wasn't afraid to take chances and tell you the story they wanted to tell you. And excuse me, I gotta drink some water. I got a bad.
While you're doing that, they took such a big risk in season 2, like at the end of season 1 with the Darksaber and Grand Moff Gideon. Oh my God, it was like holy shit. And then
Right.
they brought back Boba Fett, which was fucking cool and meant something to the story.
Right.
And then they brought in Luke Skywalker, which was
Well,
cool.
but see, honestly, that's where I kind of got a little upset with
hang
him.
on a sec. That's where they tipped over.
Yeah.
That's what when they brought Luke Skywalker in was really, really cool. But that's when it tipped over from we're acknowledging that this whole Clone Wars things exists, like in the real universe,
Yes.
and here's real life, da 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 da.
In the prequel, we're gonna add significance to the prequels.
We're gonna have Ahsoka Tano come in. Yeah, exactly. Right. We're gonna add exactly. That's cool, but then they just tipped over into whatever the fuck you guys want, as long as you fucking like us, man. It's fine. Here's more Mandalorian because you don't like Boba Fett.
Oh, the Mandalorian flies Anakin Speed Racer now, so or Pod Racer.
Wizard, man. I about gave myself a fucking concussion when I heard that. I was like, like just because I wouldn't shoot myself, like that's a little extreme. But it was so awful. I wanted to hurt myself. That's how bad like that wizard.
What are you talking about?
When fucking the Mandalorian says wizard.
You said space. What did you say? Just wizard? I don't remember. This.
Like Anakin does in the fucking prequels. Wizard. That's wizard.
Okay, chill out. Man.
Oh, what? Oh.
I thought you were mad at Lizard Magazine for some reason.
No.
Did I say lizard? I meant
Wizard.
Wizard, lizard, gizzard. All right, let's get back to the.
Now I'm pissed.
Have you ever heard of the band King
Lizard and the
Wizard
Gizzards?
No, it's King Lizard and the Wizard Gizzard.
Whatever, but I love
They're
them.
fucking great band.
Yeah, I know who
love
you're
them.
talking about, yeah.
Anyway, back to fucking Boba Fett, I guess.
They're Australian, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they're fucking awesome.
They're fucking great.
Sponsor us. And by sponsor us, let us
just come on tour with you.
let's just talk.
Yeah, let's just hang out.
Come on our 6-listener podcast.
We can have candy together.
Like rock candy. Pop rocks. Anyway, I was trying to make a pop sound.
I know. All you're doing is
let me say what I liked about this episode.
yes, please
And
do.
what I feel about this show and what it should have been. And I said it last week. I said it with those 2 Mandalorian episodes. I said, why didn't they just do what they did? Maybe because they didn't want it to feel like, well, we're just rehashing things from season 2. But I don't understand why they didn't just have Boba be the B plot. And I said it last week. Why is he not just the B plot of season 3?
Yeah.
Keep with Mando doing his shit and how you had it, and maybe the better way to tie them together is how should have been in the Mandalorian. Eventually, he just goes back to he needs to get the Razor's Crest replacement. That's when he gets the Anakin ship and all that shit. Why?
I thought that was a cool callback to the prequel.
No, I did like it.
Actually, yeah.
I thought it was cheesy, but I liked it.
Yeah,
but
in a fun way.
why couldn't that have been in the season of The Mandalorian? And while he's there, he runs into Fennec, which continues to be a badass, and I love her.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know how I feel about her being a cyborg.
Mingo, when if you're single,
But anyway,
me too. So.
But anyway, yeah, he could run into her there and then have that moment. I just don't like. This was such an unnecessary story to tell if you don't even have the confidence to have 7 episodes where you take 2 episodes to set up this next season of The Mandalorian, which this should have just been because you know what? In the end, when they're together, when it's Din and fucking Boba together, I love that sequence because it was those two being buddies. It's those two being like, okay, we built a bond in season 2.
It was the Midnight Run moment.
Yeah, it was because it was when he says we've got no help, nobody's gonna help, we're fucked, we're gonna die here, and then Din just being like, this is the way. I told you I'd help you. You are my friend, and I'll die fighting with you. Like that was such a cool. And then when they did the Western standoff of those two back to back, where they're fucking flying their jetpacks and shooting, and they're back to back, that's awesome. But and that's what I wanted, and I was like, why not just just put Boba Fett on the fucking cast of The Mandalorian. I know you want to do.
No,
I get it. They want to do the Grogu shit, but why not just make it buddy cops? Why not just make it fucking Mandalorian buddy cop movie? Why not do that? That's so much more fun.
My problem is that like I enjoyed a lot of the sequences. I enjoyed like of course when
you can't tell me that wasn't awesome.
When he's riding the Rancor, that was fucking cool as fuck. But at some point, like. And dude, those gigantic super droids, holy fucking shit!
Yeah, that was
Whoa.
awesome. Oh, and
but how many times do you have to be like they're almost dead? And I can't. The Mandalorian almost died like 7 fucking times in this episode, and then something fucking rescued
like when
him.
the fucking
give me a fucking break already.
Rancor tried to bite him, but he couldn't bite the helmet. I get the criticisms of Robert Rodriguez now. Because that was a moment, and I was like, that is bad. Like, that was a shot where I was like, that's too cheesy.
He gets in his own way, dude. He just like...
Because Robert Rodriguez, when he's on, he makes some fucking awesome shit.
And
like,
he's a great musician, too. Have you heard some of the scores he's done for some of his stuff?
Here's an example for me. You remember the Grindhouse movies? Yeah. The Grindhouse double feature.
Yep.
It was... Rodriguez did Planet Terror. Yep. Tarantino did Death Proof. Mm-hmm. I thought Robert Rodriguez's movie was better. I thought Planet Terror was better because it was goofy and silly.
Rodriguez directed From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn is a fucking amazing campy horror movie.
Yes.
It's fucking awesome.
When Rodriguez is Desperado is great.
The Once Upon a Time in Mexico, like Predators. He didn't direct that. He's a producer. Sorry, but. No, so I like the stuff that he can do, and I know I'm not the one that's hating on what he did throughout the season. There's so many people bitching about the scooter scene, and that it didn't look great.
You could have made it look faster.
It didn't look the best.
No.
I'll admit that.
And you know what? When they used him in this last episode too, again, same thing. I was like, what are they doing? Are they on go-karts? They look like they're on a fucking merry-go-round.
Why? Also, okay. Maybe this is the Matrix Resurrections conversation, because the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm like, wait a minute, did I like this episode?
This is the Eternals.
Push the fucking guards off the cliff.
Yeah.
That's it?
Thanks for
these amazing warriors, and they were just pushed off the cliff like a fucking water buffalo. What the hell?
Thanks for fucking fridging the Gamorreans, dude.
And this is the same, dude. It's not even a Star Wars thing. It's a Disney thing.
I think they.
Why are they rushing these shows out to market? Because clearly this show could have benefited from maybe, I don't know,
planning
2, 3, 4 more episodes of actually, right. Doing something. Because it feels like in this last, and I get why you don't like the finale now. I'm on your side. Fuck it. I flipped. That's how much I flipped. Because this is so ham-fisted and thrown together. This is the same thing with every other finale, with WandaVision, with Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, fucking Hawkeye. They all just feel so rushed at the end, and it's like, take some time.
It's okay to resolve 1 or 2 plot points before the fucking last episode.
Well, and that's another problem. Here's the thing, Tyler, we're not existing in a world where...
This is why Peacemaker works a lot better than these other shows.
Exactly, because
they've already resolved one of the main plot points. It's done.
And now it has another plot point to resolve in the finale.
I only have to worry about one plot point being resolved in the final episode.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's nice.
This Disney model is not set up like traditional TV. It's set up to be supplemental entertainment.
And we're figuring it out. So fucking change it, or else we're going to leave and actually.
And they're like,
as long as you keep putting it out, I'm going to keep watching it. I'm sorry, I am.
But what they're trying to do, I agree. Duh.
We're like, dude, we're gonna
made a
fucking still pretty good.
A nerd culture, pop culture podcast. Of course, we're gonna watch it.
Even the shittiest sanctioned Star Wars stuff these days is pretty decent. Now, I'm not talking about Caravan of Hope and the bullshit in the 80s that they put out.
But what I was trying to get at is it's not designed like traditional TV.
No.
Because traditional... Oh, my dog is full on...
Wow.
Just on his back right now. Spread eagle.
What's up, bro?
We know that every TV show traditionally was designed to have multiple seasons. That's the whole point.
Mm.
These shows are not designed that way. They're designed to be mini issues between movies. And I like that idea.
Cool, yeah.
But the problem is they are insistent on like you said, they're insistent on resolving a plot thread and not continuing it into another property in some way. WandaVision is the only one that I can think of right now, and maybe the Flag Smashers will come up in the Captain America movie. We don't know, obviously. But
Loki is going to continue another.
They're designed in a way for you to be able to not have to watch them, but still see movies in the theater.
Yes,
and that's when it suffers because Boba Fett. We've been clamoring for years for a Boba Fett movie, for a Boba Fett video game, something Boba Fett related. And they still didn't even have the fucking confidence to make a proper Boba Fett show. They had to shoehorn in 2 Mandalorian episodes. And then by the time we get to the finale, we're like, wait, what are the plot points from episode 4? Oh, they're this, and this. I don't care anymore.
Also, as much as I enjoyed the scene where they're fighting back to back, I didn't need the Mandalorian in this show. I didn't.
No.
I really did not.
I liked his addition, though. It is
right.
But again, that's
good with the bad.
It goes back to what I said earlier. It's because you and I want 2 different things.
Yeah.
Out of this, because
it's not that I hated it. It's just
but you would like the idea of Mandalorian not doing it and just having it, and that's what I would want too. But if we're gonna have Mandalorian, I want buddy cop Mandos. You know what I mean?
When they were coming out with the previews before we even saw a fucking 1 episode.
Yeah.
I was so excited, dude.
When he shoots Bib Fortuna and takes the throne,
I was so excited about about them learning more about Boba or about Jabba the Hutt and the Bomar monks and the same. I thought this was exactly what it was for the first 3 episodes.
Yes.
When they were basically going like, "Hey, we're gonna dig into the lore of Tatooine."
You and I defended the show hard
through the eyes of Boba Fett, dude. We're gonna dig into we're gonna learn about this weird creature in the sand. We're gonna next we're gonna learn about the Bomar monks that are down there, and then we're gonna learn about But then it turned into. I don't know what it turned into, but nothing. It turned into the Mandalorian, which.
See, yeah, and no, if you go back, we defended it because there's people on Twitter that didn't like it because it was too slow and and I was like,
I was excited for
that's
that.
why I wanted to watch
it.
I was intrigued with a different Boba, a Boba with a new lease on life. That's why he isn't as violent as he was.
Yes,
because he's
it's a character
crawled out of
folks.
a fucking Sarlacc,
Yeah.
I don't understand
again
why they.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to what we bitched about before, and we continue to bitch about. You're right. It is too reactionary, and I know that this was filmed and written, but I think they wrote it in a way to be like, well, this won't upset this group of fans, and this will be nice. And it's like, just make a fucking story.
I cannot wait to have a chance.
That's why I'm so excited with the non-Skywalker shit. I don't give a fuck about Skywalkers anymore.
I'm confident. I'm confident that what I do right now is going to lead me somewhere where I'm going to get a chance to have some sort of Star Wars project. I do. And I cannot wait to tell them, look, the only fucking way I'm doing this is if you let me have carte fucking blanche, dude. Seriously, you cannot come in at any point. If it's an 8-episode series, you can't come in at any point and be like,
what we should do?
You know what you should do is have a Luke Skywalker cameo. Fuck you. No.
You know what you should do is you should take time and think of a Star Wars pitch, because I would love to pitch a Star Wars
I already told
show.
you my Star Wars pitch. A Law and Order style episode set on Coruscant right before the Clone Wars. You do you take exactly the format of Law and Order and you put it in Coruscant. So you learn about the city and about the denizens of it and shit like that. I honestly, seriously, no shit, fucking Disney. Go to what's his name? Go to Dick Wolf and say, please, can we use the sound and can we call it Law and Order Coruscant? I'm serious. That would be cool as fuck to see addresses on Coruscant and date. and the cops show, and
yeah, I mean, it would be fun to see
there's a lieutenant and 2 cops,
a police procedural.
and then halfway through the show, there's the prosecutor and the fucking DA and the ADA, and that would be cool as fuck if you did it right. But you would also have to be like, no, we're not shoehorning any fucking Skywalker bullshit in there. Now, if the story happens to warrant referencing something about it, okay. But honestly, this is right before the Clone Wars. So basically, when what's-his-name and what's-his-fuck are racing through Coruscant, chasing Zam Wessel, like during that time. So there is no fucking Skywalker, okay?
Yeah.
You can't have it. That's what I liked about Rogue One. Rogue One was so cool because it literally didn't reference anything.
They just referenced the Force, yeah. That's it.
Darth Vader showed up, but it wasn't like, that's really Anakin Skywalker. I wonder where his kid is.
Oh, at the end of the day, I think I'm mostly disappointed just because they have worked themselves into a corner
Pussies.
with kowtowing to fans, and it's not that way with Marvel. It's not that. I think we're getting in a different place of the DC universe, and I want to talk about that.
I love where DC is going. I do.
So that's at the end of the day. I just wish they would have again stuck to their guns and told the story they want to tell. And maybe this is the story Jon Favreau wanted to tell. But then he needs to accept then people that like stan him as this fucking savior to Star Wars need to understand that he dropped the ball and he catered to a set of fans.
How many times did we say it when it ended? 2 seasons of Mandalorian would have been fine. Leave it there. Grogu goes with Luke.
Yeah, that's it. That was a perfect ending.
You know what you should have done after that is not let's greenlight a season 3. By the way, don't think we're stupid enough to not realize how much you are trying to milk that little fucking puppet for all the fucking goddamn shit you can. Now, I love the character, and Grogu is cute as fuck.
Yes. When he jumps on him to hug him, that was cute.
But
I'm not gonna say that wasn't.
I hate that you didn't.
Dude, when he's wearing the little shirt, I was like, "Aw."
I hate that they didn't just leave him with Luke, and we never knew what happened to him, and then that's a story you can tell another day.
Yes.
But seriously, leave. Okay, you leave.
Well, it's also because
it's
also because they worked themselves in a corner because they have to justify a reason why he wasn't slaughtered by fucking Kylo Ren when Kylo killed all the other Jedi.
Right. Because then the kids who want little things,
they're gonna say, "Oh my, yeah, exactly."
But, okay, here's what you should have done: end season 2 of Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is no longer a property. That's it. That's the whole thing. We're done.
Yeah, but
then you do Book of Boba Fett, which is a continuation sort of the same story, okay? And Boba Fett somehow connects with the Book of Mandalore, which would have been a continuation.
Yeah, I would have loved to see
of how fucking Bo-Katan is going to get back the Darksaber.
Honestly, I think that's probably going to be season 3 of The Mandalorian.
You can give me some Mandalorian in the Book of Mandalore because he's got to be a character because
he has the saber. Yeah.
Exactly. And how they're trying to restore Mandalore. That would have been cool. But now I don't know how much I give a shit. I'm still gonna watch it. Whatever you give me. But honestly,
yeah, man, that's it. That's really what it boils down to. Is just the lack of confidence to commit to something. And honestly, I'm getting to the. Sorry, I didn't mean to jab the mic
right into my butt.
I'm not. I still enjoy the MCU, and I still will because I'm interested to see where they're gonna go because Moon Knight, I think, is going to usher in the Midnight Suns and more supernatural shit, which is fun.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want the Star Wars universe to be connected anymore. I don't want... And what I mean by that is I don't want this fucking needless Marvelization of Star Wars and the Disney version of Star Wars. It's like...
Yeah.
You don't need to... This is a gigantic... galaxy of lore. You can tell any story you want. You can make up a planet if you
And
want.
keep
You
coming
can make
back
up
to
something else.
Fucking Ween, dude.
Get off Tatooine, leave the Skywalkers, and do something new.
Now, hang on a second. Now,
And it doesn't need to be connected.
Season 1 of Mandalorian was fucking A fucking plus, dude. A fucking plus. Almost nothing about it I didn't like. Season 2 was great because they started showing a story that we all wanted to see, which is, did Boba Fett survive? And oh, fuck yeah, he did, dude. And why does he have a sand person stick? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. You know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't need to see Luke Skywalker, dude. I mean, as cool as that was, as holy fuck as I was at that moment, dude, seeing him in the Book of Boba Fett, enough, man. Move on, dude. Give us new characters. Give us new stories. Tell us stories from eras that we've only heard about in legends, whispered in the canon. You know, give us like the Dark Horse, the Jedi Mandalore War from like thousands and thousands of years before Skywalker. Give me that shit, dude. Give me a Game of Thrones style fucking Mandalorians versus Jedi shit. Fuck to the yes. All
right. So that's enough.
Are we
for
done
Boba.
now? Are we
Yeah.
done?
It's funny when we do the Peacemaker Boba Fett thing because we're so like high on Peacemaker, like
So
and then we're
like Willie Nelson on
and then we're so pissed about
yeah.
Boba. Because again, you're right. It's a great example. Peacemaker has threads that continue, and some can be resolved before the finale. We don't have to jam pack everything in the end.
When we talk about Boba Fett, we're like fiends who got jobbed.
We did
With
because
some
you and I
baking-
actually
baking
liked
soda.
You and I liked the slower episodes.
The shit was stepped on so much. There's not even any kick to
Those
it.
first episodes, we were like,
I'm not even high, man. This is baking soda and shit, man.
those first episodes were like,
Nice.
But the last couple were.
no, not that one. The last few were like,
What?
but the first three were like,
Yes.
all right, I'm done.
You know the best part about that "What" song is whenever you use "What" from Skeletor, there's a little beat behind it, right? Remember?
Yeah.
Of course, we've referenced it many times. It's classic. It's what makes the fucking, to me, what makes the drop so what elevates it to that next level.
Yeah.
And the funny part is, it's loud enough that when you're using it in the song, it's like, whoa, the beat changed. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
All right, let's talk about Marvel, the Netflix shows that were Marvel shows as well. They are leaving Netflix on March 1st. So whenever you go to click on Daredevil, The Punisher, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders, any of those.
And by the way, if you're clicking on Iron Fist, shame on you.
It does say that the shows are leaving Netflix on March 1st. It says the last day to watch is February 28th.
Go buy the DVD.
So Disney will get the rights back from those. So what do you make of this? And then I'll have a follow-up question for this as well.
What do I make of this?
Yeah, what do you think? With Disney getting
If
the
you
rights
really
back.
if you really enjoy these shows, there are ways to get copies of Blu-rays or DVD seasons. I suggest you do that. Whining about it on Twitter like you have been is really embarrassing. As great as these shows were, and they still are, they still hold up. I couldn't get past episode 3 of The Punisher. I couldn't get past episode 3 of Iron Fist because it got too bloated on itself. Defenders even was kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
So to be really honest, I if it were up to me, I would get Jessica Jones season 1, Daredevil season 1 and 2, Luke Cage season 1.
I would get Daredevil season 3. I'd get all of Daredevil. Daredevil's fantastic.
I guess I get Daredevil, and then probably Defenders. But the rest of it, I'm not really sold on it. And again, I get that you love these properties, but you should be very excited. Oh, well, they're leaving. Marvel has stated that they're going to find a new home for these series. They're probably going to bring them over to Disney Plus. So they're not even going to be gone that
Well, that's
long.
what I mean. That was in my follow-up. Do we
Right.
think it'll be on Disney Plus or Hulu?
They've said, Probably.
So
Hulu.
well, but here's the thing. I think it'll be on Disney Plus. I think they'll move them to Disney Plus
Make
and
it legacy.
have
Yeah.
an adult section
Yeah.
on Disney Plus because there's rumors
Yes.
that Kevin Feige said they're not going to pull punches with Moon Knight. Moon Knight's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Which would make sense because then you can make Blade because I don't know how the fuck you make a Blade movie that isn't rated R with fucking vampires.
But you also have Charlie Cox in the MCU now. So you should be. Why are you. There's so many other things to bitch about, folks. Shit.
Well, I think honestly, they're gonna do my idea. I think they're gonna have a like a Marvel Knights style section on Disney Plus that has, which they should do. It's a brilliant idea. You can have that, Disney, because you do it anyway. you take this from me anyway. But I'm serious.
Yeah, you
set up
fucking
a Marvel
cheaters,
Knights
thieves.
or a I think what was it? Max was another one of their adult property, more adult.
Yeah, we talked about
Marvel, yeah, we've talked about it multiple times. I think they could do that, totally do that, and so you still have that family friendly value of Disney, but you also have that more adult.
What you do is if you have a profile with your because you can have multiple.
Well, you
profiles.
can have parental locks,
right?
yeah.
But hang on, you can do parental locks. But my thing is, you have say 4 members of the family and 2 are parents and 2 are kids, right? The 2 parents, it's to me, I don't know, but it's easy to me. It seems like it would be easy to just pick somebody else's profile. What you do is the people who are old enough and who control the controls, if the kid tries to log into their profile by clicking on their thing, you make them have a code.
Yeah, a lot of them do that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then
So
after that, so basically you make the kids have to log into their own codes, and you don't even give them the option. You don't even give them the fucking thing.
So they wouldn't.
They don't even have
yeah.
it. Yeah, they don't even got it.
I don't know. I think that it's gonna probably.
But it's possible, Disney.
I think they're gonna end up on Disney Plus, and they're gonna start allowing more adult content on the platform, but have more of an age restriction, and I think that would be another way for them to get those Touchstone Pictures movies on there, because people forget Disney owns that. Because Disney.
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is on Disney Plus. If you didn't know.
Did not. So I think they'll probably end up on Disney Plus, and it sucks, but it's okay. Everybody, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Moving on to Gambit. For whatever reason, Gambit, the failed Channing Tatum movie,
in the fucking news.
Comes back to the news. I have 4 pull quotes. 2 of them from the director, 2 of them from Channing Tatum that I want to just quote to you, because you and I are both kind of in the same boat. I don't care that much about Gambit as a character, let alone an X-Men movie. Well, why would you have any faith in the Fox X-Men?
Before you do the quotes, I want to explain this to folks. He's doing a promotional tour for that stupid fucking dog movie, and so he did an interview where. You haven't seen those stupid previews where he pretends to be a blind guy with that fucking. He's doing a cross country trip with a dog who's a bad dog, and he learns to love the dog. You haven't seen the previews to that shit?
I don't even
know what
I don't even
exactly.
Care. Continue.
That's why this is coming out, because he did an interview about it, and the interviewer was asking about the Gambit project. So all of this stuff that wasn't previously known, and all these fucksticks in fucking social media who for some reason think Gambit is the best thing since sliced bread, and who were dying for Channing Tatum to play. Fuck off. But anyway. We never cared about this.
No.
But now we're supposed to?
Especially when this was supposed to come out, because it was still Fox X-Men.
Yeah, fuck off, man.
So this is from director Reed Carlin. Quote, "It was all this kind of low-level mutant fights and disagreements. We set it in this world of the mafia almost, kind of like a mutant Goodfellas in New Orleans." Sounds cool. Sounds interesting. Here's another quote. "We made this world in New Orleans that was a city of mutants that didn't care about saving the world. They went there so they could use their powers to party and hook up and use their hands, and their hands could fry the grease at McDonald's and whatever else. And the hardest thing for them to do is who to fall in love with, because they could read each other's minds, and when they got into a fight, they could turn a table into a grenade and send their partner to the hospital or whatever. So he's just saying, like,
Who the fuck was that?
the director of the movie.
I am so fucking glad we didn't get that stupid, slimy,
Hold on.
steaming pile of shit that you just
Hold
described.
on.
What?
Hold on.
That was a run-on
I
sentence by a 10-year-old.
Think
And then they fall in love, but they can read each other's minds, but then they can get fights, but then the guy can turn a table into a grenade.
he was just trying
and
to.
then
He took in a roundabout way of trying to say, like,
no, he's a fucking idiot.
these are people with
Is
powers.
that Simon Kinberg?
No, it's,
It is, isn't it?
No, it's Reed Carolyn.
Well, you should not be given any movies to direct.
So
Sir.
somehow this
Or
comes up
ma'am.
later in a Channing Tatum interview, and here's what Channing Tatum said about
I'm
just.
so pissed.
This is what he just said about Gambit, the character. From Channing Tatum, direct quote. And I want to keep in mind, I think Channing Tatum is a funny dude. I really like him a lot.
Logan Lucky was really good.
But sometimes he says things that I'm like, oh, buddy, you sound stupid. And I don't think he's stupid. Quote, they call him flamboyant in his description. I wouldn't. He was just like the coolest person. He would pull anything off. Most superheroes, their outfits are utilitarian. Batman's got his belt. Gambit's like, no, this shit's just fly, bro. This shit walked down the Paris runway last year. He's just wearing the stuff that's so dope because he loves fashion, end quote. I don't know what I'll be completely honest. I took that completely out of context because I was just like, this just proves I don't give a shit even more about this movie because
yeah.
what?
Can I reveal something to you that's been kept secret by Marvel for decades now?
What, Gambit sucks?
Gambit is a nothing character.
What's his power? Momentum,
he always,
right?
Who gives a shit?
To generate.
Do you know why Gambit exists? Because Marvel fucked up in the 80s and made the X-Men dead to the rest of the Marvel universe. And they were living in Australia, right? And then at the end of that whole thing, they couldn't figure out how to end that. So they ended it by them, like, I don't know, walking through this fucking thing. And so for a while, the only X-Men who existed were like Banshee, Maura McTaggart, and like two other people. And all of a sudden, like, they start showing these stories where this Cajun dude is helping out this really young black girl with white hair. And for some reason, when they all went through this portal at the end of the Australia adventure, they all went back in time or something. It was really stupid. But the only reason Gambit exists is because he found Storm when she came through, because she had been de-aged by like fucking 20 or 30 years. She was like 10 years old. And he took her on as his ward to protect her, and then eventually joined the X-Men when they all finally got back together and got normal again. But he was never anything. Nothing. he was a stupid.
Right.
He's a caricature. If I'm a Cajun person, I'm angry at Gambit.
This is the final quote, and this one made me laugh the hardest. Quote from Channing Tatum. Once Gambit went away, I was so traumatized. Tatum says, adding, this is directly from the article. Tatum says, adding that he swore off watching the Avengers. Quote, I shut off my Marvel machine. I haven't been able to see any of the movies. I love that character. It was just too sad. It was like losing a friend because I was ready to play him.
Also,
who the fuck cares about Gambit?
The fact that you took that much time to study this bullshit nothing character tells me that you ultimately are stupid, Channing.
Oh, wow. I don't mean that.
I don't want to mean it either, but if you took that much time with the stupid nothing character.
I took those out of context.
Okay, I don't want to say Channing
Tyler,
Tatum's stupid,
Tyler,
because he doesn't seem
I
like
want to
he's
make
stupid.
I took those out of context.
Seems like he'd be a good dude to hang out with.
I took them out of context as a joke because neither of us give a fuck about Gambit or Gambit.
But I also did just tear apart his new project, so, you know.
Well, if it looks like shit, it looks like shit.
It looks like shit.
He's not immune to criticism.
No, he's not. He shouldn't be.
I am,
despite the fact that he's fucking gorgeous.
This show is immune to any criticism.
He's gorgeous.
All right, Tyler. It's been a while, but it's back, baby. It's Tyler's.
Oh, are we gonna do that? Are we gonna do that? I thought we were.
Tyler's. All right, Tyler, what do you want to talk about this week?
Um,
You mentioned. Okay, I was gonna say. I was gonna help you if you forgot.
No, I didn't. Batman 89. What I did forget was which of my many streaming services I was watching it on.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, is it Hulu? It's not Disney.
Tyler, funny is that you say
Process
that.
of elimination. I
funny
know
you
it's
say that.
not Disney Plus.
Because we did write a song about streaming services,
Yeah.
and it will be out soon.
Yeah.
Anyways, Batman 89.
Batman 89. So I talked about this off the air, and I was trying to remember how it was like watching it for the first time when I was a kid. And we sat in line for the whole time. My brother made custom T-shirts. And,
Jesus.
We went downtown Iowa City. The theater no longer exists. I can't remember what it was called, but it was across from the Englert. It wasn't the Englert.
It was
Anyway,
called
whatever.
the
Point
theater.
is, it doesn't exist anymore. But point is that we saw it opening day, and I remember just being like how excited I was. And here's the fucked up thing: my brother and I had already bought the official comic book adaptation of the movie, so we already knew everything that happened in the movie because the adaptation was very good.
I always find it's weird that movies have novelizations.
The best thing about it to me is the MCU has just kind of turned it into a different like animal, man. Like, because you they
don't
really
Thanos
do
book.
Right, but they don't really do like comic book adaptations of their movies. They just don't, but they do whatever.
No,
Point
I was
is
saying they do a lot of.
I was able
Yeah,
to
there's a lot of
watch.
non-related.
I was able to watch this movie with my younger eyes. I was somehow able to kind of transport my brain back a little bit, and it is wonderful, man. It still holds up. Vicky Vale is just wow, what a babe, and Jack Nicholson is of course terrifying.
Yeah.
The makeup still holds up. It's a little bit. It's a little cheesy at parts, but Nicholson is just so fucking intense.
Fucking Prince soundtrack.
Oh, dude, the Prince, yeah. The
Bat
fucking
dance.
balloons, the poorly CGI'd bat wing, and the armor on the bat mobile, and it's just really good. It's really good. And if you have a chance, it's on a couple of different streaming platforms right now, Hulu and I think HBO Max. But if you get a chance,
it's leaving HBO Max because Warner Brothers was stupid. I don't know why, but
whatever.
it is.
Anyway, but if you get a chance, check it out. Because it is a good movie, it's good to be reminded that that sometimes the superhero movies get it right. That was a good movie in general, not just superheroes.
And it shows you just how cool and interesting all these characters are, because you talk about that version of Batman, and then in a couple weeks we're going to see a whole new version and a whole new take on Batman.
Can I finish one other thing? I totally forgot about this. While I was watching the movie, I started realizing how funny it is that the Joker killed, Bruce Wayne's parents.
Jack Napier.
Yes, exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it's tied together. And how interesting it is that sometimes these things are viewed as canon in the comic books almost.
Mm.
But it's like, well, that started off there.
Right, and then you see like Raimi's Spider-Man has the organic webbing.
Like Vicky Vale was a character in the comic books. Very recently when she that's why I thought it was interesting. I don't know who his love interest would have been.
Yeah, I don't know.
Instead of Vicky Vale.
You can't really can't do Talia because then you have to set up all the.
Oh yeah, if you do the Ra's al Ghul shit.
It's Ra's al Ghul.
Huh?
It's Ra's al Ghul.
Whatever.
I'm joking. That's how Kevin Conroy's Batman pronounces him. But then Christopher Nolan's Batman's Ra's al Ghul. I always thought it was Ra's al Ghul, but anyway.
That's the way it's spelled, motherfucker.
No, but I was just saying like it's kind of like how Spider-Man had organic webbing for a while because, and honestly, as a kid, I just thought that was what it was. I didn't know he had web shooters and everything.
Yeah.
But
yes, it's interesting how much these two art forms are emulating and influencing each other.
Well, what's funny is I'm glad you brought up, because this is unintentional, but I'm glad you talked about Tim Burton's Batman because my Jake's Unlimited today was going to be about a project that I'm working on related to Batman. So, yeah, in
Alfred's big dick.
It's porno. Maybe you and I are in the same boat. Maybe it's because the Batman's coming out in a few weeks that we're like I just want to watch Batman. I'm interested in Batman again. But
No, you're a Batman whore.
I don't know what it
You're
was.
a bat whore.
Well, yeah, he's always
That's
been
okay.
my favorite superhero.
I'm a Captain America slut.
Yeah. I mean, look at my shelf and look at all the Batman memorabilia.
We call ourselves Private Americas.
But so it may, I don't know what it was, but I was inspired to do something new and something interesting. And I would think it's fair to say I spend a lot more time on YouTube than you do. But I love watching like video essays about like video games or movies or whatever. I love watching a long form video of like discussing the themes and the topics at hand, you know, with the products. And I want to do that myself. So I am going to be releasing a 4-part miniseries. I'm not going to attach a date onto it.
It's just him touching himself.
Mostly because Tyler's too lame and won't play video games. And no, and it's a
Fuck you, dude.
It's a chance for me to do something different for the show.
It's a chance for him to do something not with me. Jesus, fine, I get it.
No, play a fucking video game then, old man. You fuck. No, but if you pay attention to the feed, I already put out a trailer for it of just me talking about what it is. So it's going to be me breaking down all 4 of the Batman Arkham games.
I can't wait.
In long form discussion of it, and you know, I'm going to talk about things that I loved about them. I'm going to be bringing down pretty much everything. So
titties.
The plot, the backstory of how it came to be, all these things that I really want to talk about because I just finished Arkham Origins not that long ago, and I'm getting ready to record and post that up. I'm currently playing through Arkham Asylum because I played them chronologically. Arkham Origins came out in 2013, but Arkham Asylum is the first game. So I want to do it in a chronological order and trying to see how it is story-wise chronologically. But as I'm going through it, I'm enjoying the games more, and I'm excited to share with you Arkham Revisited.
I'm excited for you to share with me, too.
I will say the script of just the plot and just things I wanted to hit, like plot points and things like that I wanted to talk about, it's 7 pages. So I can only imagine what these scripts are going to be like as I go along. But I will say this, and one thing to say as I wrap this up, the Arkham Origins one that I've already written and I'm getting ready to record, there's a part where I kind of lose my mind because I got to the point of the game where I'm just cleaning up side missions and wrapping up all the loose ends of the game.
Yeah.
And there was times when I'm like, all right, fuck this. I literally stopped and I was like, all right, fuck you. Because there's this whole thing with the Riddler. You have to go and take down these like radio tower things.
What?
And there's 10 of them in each district. So you got to go to each district on the map, go find them, find where they are, throw batarangs at them, destroy them. And then I go back to his hideout because I think that's all I had to do, and that is all I had to do. And then it's like, oh, you broke into his servers and took out all of his surveillance stuff. That's it. You don't even get to fight him or anything. And I was just like, whoa. I fucking hate it when games do this. Whoa. It's like, why is Riddler so annoying in the Batman Arkham games? But anyway, Arkham Revisited will be coming out very soon.
Whoa.
So, Tyler, what did we learn today?
I learned that we can both be, well, I can more than you, long-winded. Also learned that
That's it. I had to say that. Hey, that's the reality.
I also learned that I didn't really learn anything other than I guess I just wish Star Wars would kind of take the MCU model, put somebody in charge of everything, and be like, okay, you know,
because for whatever reason, Kathleen Kennedy's not doing it.
I mean, I like that she's greenlighting, you know, projects that are kind of out there, but they always come back to the same bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, you know what?
Well, whoever's in charge, well, one thing, they have to be
Bad mother crusher.
And I just say,
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Do you want Spider-Man to be in charge of Star Wars? Tom Holland. Why can't we talk over this at the end here?
I was intending just to put it in later,
I feel
but
like
I
we
just put it in now.
Oh. Well, I feel like we should be able to talk over it.
Why?
So we can
Because
hit
we
the
talk
post.
over the intro?
Yeah, so we can talk over the post. Do we hit the
Yes.
post?
Nice.